I mean, there's no greater example of where you land matters than Sam Darnold. USC, Jets, Carolina, especially Jets in Carolina, they asked him at a very young age, carry the franchise. The last two stops, good coaches, good roster, suddenly he's elite. And oh yeah, he's elite. Last 2 years, he's tied for the most wins in the league by a quarterback. He's tied for the most game-winning drives with Patrick Mahomes. And he leads the NFL in big plays. And this is the second youngest offensive roster. So he's doing it with kids. Rookie tight end, JSN, the rookie from Colorado State. Walker's still young. No, he's doing it with kids. So people say, well, at the end of last season, he got blown out. I've seen Mahomes get blown out in 2 Super Bowls. I love Lamar Jackson. I've seen him freeze in the headlights multiple games in the playoffs. If you look at what have the Jets and the Panthers done since Sam Darnold left, they remain pathetic. Sometimes winners in life can't elevate every loser. High school, he was a winner. USC Rose Bowl, he was a winner. Vikings, he's a winner. Seattle, he's a winner. Nobody can help the Jets and the Panthers. So, like, not everybody can elevate everything. 4 straight seasons with better coaching. Oh, his completion percentage keeps going up. Leads the NFL in big plays. When he went to New York, he was ridiculously young. He was 21 years old, and he wasn't ready for New York. In New York, the Jets aren't ready for any quarterback. So I look at Sam and I look at this young roster, and I think it's amazing. We know Green Bay is a really young roster, but Jordan Love's been in the building for so long. He's grown with these guys. So Jordan Love's young, the roster's young, but like he's been in the mix for years. Darnold keeps bouncing around to teams everywhere he goes. It works. Minnesota with a veteran left tackle and a veteran star receiver. It worked. Now he goes to Seattle, the opposite. Their kids, second youngest offense in the league to Green Bay, and it clicks. JSN, Arroyo, it shows you the work. It shows you the leadership. You know, I was thinking about this last night watching him. I actually think Darnold has great intangibles, and I've always said this about Dak Prescott. I don't love the arm of Dak. I don't think he throws the prettiest ball. I think Sam Darnold is Dak with better tangibles. Both have great intangibles. They're loved by teammates. One of the guys, alpha without the ego. They're both the kind of the same guy, Dak and Darnold. Darnold's got the bigger arm. Darnold's the better athlete. Both tough. So I don't know. I just look at Sam Darnold and high school, USC and Rose Bowls, Seattle, Minnesota. When you've surrounded him with winners and quality people and quality teammates, Sam wins a lot. Tied for the league lead in wins. And I think it's impressive that he's doing it with Seattle because, you know, Minnesota had some older star players. You could go to a safety, a left tackle, a star receiver. There was older star players, a running back. This is a young team. He just plopped into Seattle, and it's already working. That is a much harder win than you think. Division rival, short week, young team, on the road. Arizona's always fight. Arizona's got a lot of good offensive players. And I said yesterday, I put the Seahawks in the Super Bowl bubble. The Athletic came out with this survey this week judging the best front offices in the NFL, and it was all the teams that draft and develop well. You can argue that John Snyder is as good a personnel guy as the NFL has, the GM. I mean, all I see with Seattle is they just don't miss. They don't miss on a lot of draft picks. And now they've got this young defensive coach, kind of their version of Jesse Minter, and Darnold's a playmaker. When you put him around players and smart coaches, Sam Darnold's, he's elite. So I was watching Kyler Murray last night. Now, I have defended Kyler Murray from his first day in the league. I defended him when the owner called him out for lack of study habits. I think he's an insane talent. But I do think privately watching last night, if you ask the owner and the GM and the head coach, and they could wiggle out of the contract and move on, I think they would. He's not terribly verbal. I feel like sometimes he feels detached. I don't feel like he's obsessed with football, but I don't know him well enough to have strong opinions. I will defend his talent forever. But when I see Mahomes barking at his teammates on the sideline, or Lamar Jackson is the soul of the offense, or Stafford and McVay. They're totally in sync. And I always watch Kyler Murray, and I'm like, he's the 5th longest tenured quarterback in the league. 5th? Who's he close to? Who's he connected to? So I'm watching last night, and and again, I've defended him the entire time, and he has a market. But there is something that I think matters, and this is where I think being one of the guys. Like a lot of times, I'll watch politicians, and I'll think to myself, "Oh, I'd like to have a beer with that guy." And I always think that's the best kind of politician. They're smart. They're passionate. They have some courage, some fortitude, but there's like a relatability thing. Baker Mayfield is great in close games. Brady, even though he was older in New England, great in close games. Darnold starting to win these close games. Dak's actually through the years been pretty good in close games. Why is Kyler Murray, as great as he is, why is he so bad in close games? 19, 32-1 in one-score games. Every stat in the fourth quarter goes down. And I just don't know if he's a unifier. He always feels detached. He's not a lead us over the hill. When games get close, when fit hits the shan in life, people aren't looking for talent. They're looking for guidance. And I think the body language, the head shaking, again, I will defend him and have defended him. Talent, no question. He's the best slider in the league. He's got a beautiful ball. The baseball background has helped him in football. But Baker is so great this year in close games. Because Baker's like, guys, get on my back. I'm leading the way. You can see it with his body language. And then I watch Kyler Murray. It's just like, he's just really talented. I don't know. I don't feel like that he's like a unifier in this league. I mean, that game last night, doesn't it feel like they all end like this? How many games this year have like ended on the final drive? Seattle dominates the game, punishing them, and needs a walk-off to win. That's the league. It's about unity and connectability and how close you are and who's going to lead us over the hill. And that's that. Darnold walks into a brand new club with a bunch of kids, and he feels totally connected to JSN and Arroyo and Walker and the coaching staff. And Kyler's just really talented. I mean, his career record when trailing by 10 points is 8-36-1. Like if he's not playing well, I feel like he just shuts it down. I never feel that with Baker. Baker's a great come-from-behind quarterback. I think Kyler's got more talent than Baker. I really do. But Baker is fighting to the last play. Kyler's 8-36-1 when he gets behind. And I just, there's something about the ability to unify and lead the way that I always feel like he lacks. You know, is there a team in the NFL that always has good players, is in a ton of close games, and just doesn't win a lot of them? More than Arizona. And I think sometimes you got to say, well, who's the quarterback? Who's the guy taking the snaps late? It's not a lack of talent.